Hello there everyone and welcome back. We are making progress as now I'm fully upgraded with my Mark II for the time being, and with my renown starting to build up there, I think it's time to make some subtle changes, slow and steady changes, because a lot of people have been telling me about like shield strength and shield transfers, and while I don't quite have the renown to make that drastic of a change just yet, one thing I do have in mind is probably to replace the Stormhawks here with, where is it, the shield transfer? Because my justification for this here is if I do go up against Novacans, the Battle Barge already is kind of impervious to the shield, so it doesn't need to transfer itself personally, but if I do use it on one of my strike cruisers, as soon as it gets hit there, it'll be able to recharge a second time for like after the second salvo. That is the theory anyway, but to really get the most of that combo, I need my strike cruisers to get their additional shields, I think. Because otherwise, at 100 points, does very little for me. We're going to slow and steady try and tweak it out a bit, but in the end, ultimately, I do not want to go too hard into the Novacans trying to counter them and risk leaving myself weak against Chaos, because after all, they have so many lances available to them. It may not be their main form of weaponry, as made apparent by Dam Slanesh and Nurgle being the main downfall, at least in my losing matches apparently. If I'm fighting Chaos at the same level as me, or same experience anyway, I seem to be on the better end of that. But once they have fully upgraded ships and all their ships completely favored, especially their Nurgle Despoiler, I seem to be having trouble there, especially in close with armor-piercing rounds, so I don't want to try compromising that too much by committing all my resources into shield strength there for like the Novacans. But I do like this at least, because the, what is it, blah, let me try it again. My Thunderhawks make a good supplement for the Stormhawks in theory, like for the same reason I mentioned with my Vanguards why I was complimenting taking out their Stormhawks was I could just launch them at convenient times to kind of shoot down any bombers or torpedoes essentially. Only problem of course then is making sure I have vision of the target to make use of that, especially when the bombers are about to reach me to get the value of the Thunderhawks, damn it. And that is the tricky part, because I could also potentially get rid of the recon beacons at some point too, but I need something that's able to reliably spot for me, at least to open up possibilities for boarding torpedoes if gaining close is not favorable for me for one reason or another. And at least my Gladiuses and frigates can be up for that task, so long as I know how to control them. That's the big problem. Hunters, I do not want to trust them with that responsibility. No, I do not. Not with like a missing 100 health to their integrity, basically. I think that's more for the Nova and the Gladiuses to do. It's just unfortunate that they are very useless against Novacans if I want to use them for any form of spotting. So we still need some kind of alternative like that to at least put pressure on any Dominators and Marses, if nothing else. Alright, it is showtime. Let us see what we have to deal with. Because first indication is a max level battle, so this will be fun, and we're fighting Tau, which really tempts me to try out my Mark II Battle Barge, I gotta say, because I feel like that works pretty well for me there, at least for long range engagements, if I can keep vision on the Tau and just keep shooting them, because they want to keep their front to me and they're not all about their fancy maneuvers, more often than not, so I feel like this could work well for me. And can I utilize anything else? I have extended sensors, I don't have the beacons anymore, so if he's in a gas cloud this could be a bit of a problem. But with bombardment cannons on my other strike cruisers and Mark I, I could just brute force it a little bit there, but I do not want to tempt fate against the Custodian. Not in the slice if I can help it. I do not want to go near that thing until I'm more comfortable with my ability to fight Tau. Bombardment cannons help a ton, mind you, but if any of my strike cruisers get caught off guard, if I'm not paying attention for a moment, that a custodian alone could just obliterate in an instant. So playing something more mobile that are more about keeping their distance and helps drastically negate the damage I'm taking from their railguns, I should be okay. Although now that I think of it, I am missing out on my chapter master for the complete immunity, which should be a big deal if I'm just negating damage just by being farther away, because I don't think the Tau will be in that much of a hurry to get to me if he can keep his prow firing on me. It's just a matter of if he's utilizing a large number of experimental railguns. That could hurt me a little bit. And 4 ships, I want to say no. That is not a custodian, because he would have points for more ships. So what could it be? What on earth could it be? 3 protectors and a Dalef? Is that enough points? I don't think that's enough points, honestly. I don't think for 700 points he would be able to field extra there unless he cut back some frigates. And if he had, and I'm an idiot because if he had a Dalef, he would have had 2 extra frigates in there. So I want to say these are 2 strongholds, maybe. Not much. I'm not gonna really have a clue until I detect him, or at least see some of his fighters. All I know is 1 ship slower than the others, so that has to be a stronghold there, if nothing else. So 3 protectors in a stronghold? Does that math add up? Actually, I think it does there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but protectors are 155-ish and strongholds 250-ish. So that math adds up. Now I just gotta figure out my priorities. Because the one plus side with that stronghold is I don't have to worry about its charge. And yeah, there looks like a bastion. If nothing else, there's a bastion to deal with. So let's try and fire torpedoes a little bit, although he's going to turn left more than likely. So that's going to be pointless aiming with that. Although, which one is my sensors? There we are. Now, I do have lots of fighters available, and I do have them detected. And I also have a gas cloud. I was contemplating a silent run, but I don't need to do that, do I now? Now it's just a question, does he silent run or not? As we're about to get in lance range with him. He fired another beacon, that's not doing him much good. Oh, but apparently he still sees me. That was a bit of a mistake, I guess. Keep my fighters going. I want to avoid a brace for impact if I can help it, but damn, that thing's taking a beating. Now, do I micro warp jump? Well, I can't even micro warp jump yet anyway. I don't want to brace for impact with these things just yet. And it's about to take be in for a world of hurt there. It is about to micro warp jump, but not until it takes a lot of bombers and secret missile hits. But we got 1 protector down. And now we're gonna have my ships start protecting me. And he is silent running, I guess, with that ship, so let's focus on the stronghold then, shall we? Although, can I launch Thunderhawks? Nope, unless I fire at the protector, which is not registering for me. And it's infuriating that it's not registering. So far, so good there. The stronghold, my battle barge probably took a little more damage than it probably needed to there, just a little. But with that bastion's shields already down, I think I may be okay. I am burning a lot of cogitators, so let's see how this works, because this was my big fear, was having the battle barge take all the flak. So that's about to pretty much happen here. So I need my torpedoes to do some real work right now. Especially with my Stormhawks. Where the hell are my Stormhawks? I had a bunch of Stormhawks launching, didn't I? Nope, I just took a full salvo. Because I'm pretty certain I launched them there. It must be from all the bombers. And with 75 armor, this is not going to work very well. So my positioning was not the best. It had promise, but then they got close. And then I ran out of options. And with my micro warp jump, I can't actually get out just yet, so I'm not in a terrible shape. I just like to keep this thing alive, ideally. Let's try and brace for impact. Oh, he's insubordinate on that one, so that is definitely out of the fight, if nothing else. And actually, let's go in for the boarding since my torpedoes are not available just yet. Board the hell of this thing, and sadly, my battle barge is not long for this world. Actually, its shields came up. Oh, he's given up. Oh my god! There is a god. There is an emperor. He has graced us with this victory, and my battle barge has managed to survive. That was a good test, though, I gotta say. With Tau, I was gonna commit to fighting my Mark II, and sadly, it probably was not the best experience, but it really came down to my battle barge positioning, I think. My vanguards were not in the way to intercept any of the torpedoes or bombers with their Stormhawks or any point defense, and I had no asteroid belt or anything to kind of use as the mask it at long range either. So that was probably the worst kind of engagement I could have with that Mark II, if I were to be perfectly honest. And even if it had died, even if Tau had committed, that was looking like a promising success for me, I want to say. I want to go so far as to say that because his Bastion would have been forced to warp out no matter what, based on damage done. And I had a crap ton of boarding options available and Thunderhawks, as well as torpedoes to fire on the stronghold. And without any high energy turns available for it, there was a damn good chance I could have just pummeled it with a bunch of torpedoes and just tanked its health immediately. Still would need a little bit more salvos to force it to warp out, mind you, but I don't think the Protector would have been a threat after that. So, congratulations are in order for this battle barge, and I now have extra renown available to me. Ooh, and a level 7 upgrade for the Vanguard, so here's another thing that I had in mind. I just realized that I've been investing points in my Space Marines, so with the Chapter Master now available, do I seriously want to switch these out for the Master Gunner? Again, it comes down to my original statement. I have little incentive to use these strike cruisers as opposed to my favored ones. In all honesty, why should I take them? It only justification is if I plan on going for 4 strike cruisers. So maybe I'll hold off on that for now, because my priority honestly is I want to continue to level up my battle barges, and not so much the strike cruisers. As much as I tend to enjoy the 4 strike cruisers, I think they're in need of that shield upgrade, which actually they are getting relatively close to, if only a little bit. So maybe I should invest my renown in putting our upgrade on this Nova to help round it out. What the hell would be good for it though? Only thing I could think of might be a little bit of extra shield, so at least that way it can take the Nova cans relatively well, and by that I mean if it were to take 1 hit, it would only take 50 points of damage to the hull, and hopefully it can recharge its shields or be in a position where it's not going to get hit by a second salvo. It requires me to be good on maneuvering it, and since it's a frigate, it has the best chance of dodging the Nova cans at least, so that's my only justification. I don't like it ultimately for the fact that I'm getting less value out of an upgrade as opposed to everything else, but I do need something to help spot and, like I said, put pressure on my opponent there. At least force him to do maneuvers he may not want to do. And even if he faces his proud of me still, because Imperial Navy ships tend to be really narrow. At least there's a chance to still hit him with torpedoes, or boarding torpedoes especially. He would have to take those seriously, because otherwise they're all going to hit him without enough fighters or lucky point defense rolls. But is this a rematch? Yep, this is a rematch here. So I know what his auxiliary ships are. I have not seen the Custodian. And this is a breakthrough. I'm the attacker. And my Mark II is out of commission for now, so I can commit. And not to mention 600 points anyway, so this might be a better route. At the very least, I have the shield transfer to immediately put the strike cruiser shields back up. But in the end, with my Chapter Master, I want my battle barge to take the brunt of that damage. It's going to soak a lot of damage. With the brace for impact, it's just not gonna... I'm not gonna have the fortune of using lock-on with it, I don't think. Not until I start weathering down his fleet later on, assuming I'm in a good position by that point. But I know the Bastion is heavily damaged, at least. I'm trying to remember if I heavily damaged it or not, but I want to say I did. So that should be out of commission unless he put some repairs on it. And actually, I'm not going to auto-cast the torpedoes anyway, so what's my best position? And most importantly, where is he going to be if he's going to use a Bastion? Because I want to kind of stay away from him. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Stay away from the asteroid belt to give me as much of a buffer as I can against his stronghold, assuming he's even feeling it. And I did not see any indication of stealth alloy, so I should be safe. That's the assumption I want to go with. I don't know if that's an accurate one, mind you. So Stormhawks are out, torpedoes are going. We're looking at 5 ships here. So I want to say there's a Sauce in this mix, or he does have a Custodian. Which means he has enough points for a few more stuff than just 5 ships, if I were to be honest. So there's a Protector. That's good intel there. Because it makes me want to say he doesn't have a Custodian then. Okay, and there's a Bastion. Is that a Bastion? I'm trying to get a count of the fighters. It's hard to say, since they're not like idle. They immediately went to my torpedoes, so I'm not honestly sure if they are or not. So I'm gonna have to keep a good eye on them more. Okay. Second beacon has a good chance of going down. I do have my own beacons to really reveal. At least this will make things awkward for him. Now, let's see what he goes after. Because again, I can just brace for impact and start rotating those. Although my strike cruisers aren't going to contribute very well. But torpedoes are likely to hit that second beacon. So in the meantime, let's just make our way to this gas cloud, shall we? Make our way to the gas cloud. I probably didn't need to brace for impact so early, but that helps to mitigate the seeker missile damage a little. Hopefully my strike cruisers can be ready to support. Because that Protector's taking hits. So it's time to get a little more aggressive. I'm just want to withhold the lock-on for now. Ooh, and I can take out that messenger if I'm really lucky. It's really tempting to just try to go all out with killing that thing. So I'm gonna take some hits from the torpedoes there. Oops, and that was the wrong ship to lock on to repair with. But I hopefully will kill the 2 messengers, which will pay off nicely with the torpedoes later. Can I hit him with regular dumbfire torpedoes? Probably not, especially not when I'm boosting. His engines are gone though, that's a good plus. And again, I gotta take the stronghold super seriously. That thing has the ability to chop me in half if I get lax. Although, he seems to not be moving anywhere, so I should have turned that battle barge around if I were to be honest. Have it facing away and ready to go. So focus on weaponry. It did explode, so that's a plus. And actually, let me prioritize this dang protector as I start moving out. Because brace for impact's back up. Ooh, I like this. How could I not say no to that? It did cause only a single hull breach though, so not the most exciting thing. Not the most exciting, but I'm just going to auto-cast that transfer for now, because the strike cruiser is only taking very minor damage, so I don't have to worry about the perfect moment to get the most out of that. I just got 2 ships left to deal with, so boring torpedoes, you're going to strike. Keep out of 3,000 unit range. Get my Thunderhawks going. Actually, let me turn these strike cruisers... Well, I was going to say turn these strike cruisers around, but the stronghold's going to be in an awkward spot. Can I get my Thunderhawks out in time? I don't think they're going to do as much as I would like. Yeah, I don't think they managed to have the opportunity to shoot down the torpedoes, but I thought I told you to shoot the dang protectors, so get to shooting, you damn things. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but this is going to have to keep some distance. Now, can I shoot this thing? No. He is evading me, though, so that's fine. He is evading me, and I got boring torpedoes for him. Again, take that dang cutting laser super seriously, even though he does not seem to be in a position to use it. Brace for impact. Thank you for drawing the fire. My battle barge can now gain a good fire angle to kill the second protector. Because this was his first mistake. Going after the strike cruisers that are so much easier to dodge. Now, battle barge can get on in. Continue to hit that, although it looks like it's about to disengage anyway. Ew, it's so tempting to just... Okay, he's given up. He's given up. Oh, let him live. It was tense. The battle barge was likely gonna die. But I'll let it get out. He's amid defeat there. And if he keeps trying to dodge these torpedoes, it's gonna unintentionally cancel his other warp out attempt. Nope. He got hit there finally, so he's gonna actually be able to get out in this case. So the battle barge did well there. It took a lot of fire and it's not even heavily damaged yet. Although I shouldn't have spoke too soon. One secret missile could have done a hull breach and just pushed it down below 300 and changed that immediately, I think. So I could have just jinxed myself there. But that seems alright. I like that. Those matches felt good, but I'm wondering why he didn't try to get closer for the cutting laser. It didn't seem like he was going super zealous to try and hit me with the cutting beam, because after all, didn't he spawn that in an asteroid belt? Well, to be fair, I kind of saw all 5 ships at the beginning of the match once we started, so maybe he doesn't know how that works? Am I so bold as to make that claim that he does not know how to charge that mine laser up? Or even how to use it? I honestly don't know, but I'm thankful I didn't have to go up against it, because that thing is fearsome. And I actually got me a level 9 strike cruiser, holy crap. We are nearly maxing out on these things. And I haven't even gotten a level 8 on my other ones, which is kind of essential for the Sword of Gath, because I would like 3 more matches on this thing to get its shield upgrade in. I would kind of like that. It would help a ton, I think. And if I don't need the shields anymore, I can just use it to enhance the duration of my orders, basically, is what my original attempt was. But nonetheless, those were fun matches there. I don't know if I was in any real danger there. The battle barge was taking a lot of hits. So, nah, who am I kidding? I got lucky with the Mark II surviving that last match. And of course, the Mark I could have died if he had committed to fighting it. He just didn't have a micro warp jump for a stronghold, I guess, and he didn't activate the cutting laser, so I don't know what to tell you there. But it's well on its way to level 7, but the real treat is getting this thing up to level 5 and hopefully level 6 afterwards. Then the real magic might start to happen with this ship.